Okay, we got a fun series to look at in number 8 here in section 10.2. We're going to consider this series, which is 13 thirds plus 13 thirds squared plus 13 thirds to the cubed and then to the fourth power and so on and so on. So this series can be written as a geometric series in this form. Notice they're starting with n equals 0 to infinity of c times r to the n. And they want you to identify the values of c and r. So there's a couple ways of doing this, but I just thought, well, if I plug n equals 0 into this, what am I going to get? I'm going to get c times r to the 0 power. R to the 0 power is 1, so I just get c. Well, that has to be the first term, right? We want to start actually with n equals 0, so this would be the n equals 0 term. And so c must be 13 thirds. Now, when n is 1, I get c r to the first power, c times r, and we want that second term to be equal to 13 thirds squared. Since c is 13 thirds, what's r have to be? Well, it has to be 13 thirds as well. In fact, that's the ratio. That's what we're multiplying by each time, right? And so c is 13 thirds, r is 13 thirds. Just as a check, I'll just check and make sure I get the series back, right? From n equals 0 to infinity, c, right, is 13 thirds, r, 13 thirds to the n. So what do we get when n is 0? 13 thirds to the 0 power is 1. So I get 1 times 13 thirds. When n is 1, I get 13 thirds times 13 thirds. I get 13 thirds squared, and so on. Another way you can simplify this whole thing is 13 thirds times 13 thirds to the n is 13 thirds to the n plus 1 power. And so you can confirm that this is indeed the case. Okay, the next thing is they want you to calculate the sum of the series. Well, now read the disclaimers here, or the instructions, to make sure you give exact answer, use symbolic notation and fractions where needed. Enter DNE if the series diverges. So, of course, if the series diverges, it doesn't have a sum. And in fact, since the value of r, the ratio is 13 thirds, the absolute value of that is greater than 1. That means, right, the series diverges. So geometric series will only be convergent if the absolute value of that ratio r is less than 1 in absolute value, between -1 and +1. If if that's not the case, like here, the series diverges and there is no sum, don't use the sum formula in that case. That's incorrect. Of course, what they want us to do and achieve is to enter DNE. Okay, hope this is helpful.